A group of displaced flood victims are sleeping on a veranda in a rented building in Durban today. They've been moved from pillar to post since the April floods destroyed their homes. The group, which includes among them children, they've not had anything to eat since early morning. Let's find out what the latest is now, and Karinda Jagmohan is watching the space for us relating to this story. It's a heartbreaking one, Karinda, because children are involved here. But where is government? I think that's the overriding question to all of this. Where is government that promised to shelter its residents?
Oli, the residents here don't even know where government is. Apparently early this morning, the deputy mayor came here to speak to the residents, but with no concrete answers on what will be the way forward. Quickly, my colleague Sphungiseni Ngubane will show you. The men have been sleeping here on this veranda overnight. It has been raining. There's been a lightning thunderstorm in Durban over the past night, and they have been sleeping here with the water coming onto them. They're sleeping on the veranda while a number of women are sleeping right now in various rooms inside this building. The building is in a terrible condition. Oli, Spo will take you inside. We're on the first floor, and even below us, the conditions are worse. You'll see here, the women are sleeping on thin mattresses on the floor with few blankets here. There is no proper water facilities for them, and at some point they also say in some parts there's no proper electricity. This is one room, one example. It's a similar condition all around us, and there's not enough rooms to house the over 80 displaced flood victims that have been moved, like you said, from pillar to post. Among them, more than 20 children, little ones that are missing school. Also, we understand 5 matriculants are part of this group. They also haven't been to school. From this morning, no one has had anything to eat. Fortunately, yesterday, there was a good Samaritan that brought through some food for the residents, and right now they're waiting for other private community members to bring through some groceries. And Tombi, ma'am, you are 5 months pregnant, and you or your baby have not had any meal from this morning. What has been going through your mind over the past 5 months?
5 months owedlule emva kwama-floods besihlala simuvile sayohlala e-Terrace Hall lapho sike sahlala khona noma besingekho sihle isimo sendaba esihleli kuyona, nanokuthi i-privacy singenayo. Laphana kuney'ngane ey'ncane, kuney'ngane zabafana, kuney'ngane ezifunda isikolo, iy'ngane zamantombazana, kunobaba, kunomama, kukhona nogogo nabo abakhona sebekhulile. So besingesihle isimo, kodwa-ke besibekezele ngoba ingekho into ebesizoyenza, nanokuthi besinethemba lokuthi kuzosheshe izinto zethu zonke zilungiswe. So emva kwalokho-ke leli hall behlala kulona belinenkinga yama-drain ebe-blocker. Sometimes bekuyenzeka amanzi agcwala ihall singakwazi ukuhlala kahle.
So you've been moved from these various accommodations because of issues at these accommodations. Where have you all found food over the past 5 months, ablution facilities, showers?
Okay, before besithola ukudla bekufika ama-donation, be-food disaster bekesisiza asilethele ukudla nama-donation ebeloku efika ama-organization esinikeza ukudla sikwazi ukuthi sipheke sidle. But kuthe sekuhamba isikhathi-ke sekufika lapho ngempela sekubona ukuthi ngempela ukudla akusezi kahle. Besekuphoqa ukuthi umuntu akayizamele ukuthi uzodlani.
Ntombi, have you heard anything from eThekwini municipality on how they're going to help you get proper homes?
Okwamanje besingekabi nayo into ephathekayo abangasiza ngayo ngoba abakasho ukuthi bazosakhela nini, basakhela kuphi. Into abasebesakhala ngayo nje ukuthi abazithola indawo nemali futhi ayikho. So besana leyo nto ukuthi angeke ngiqamba amanga ukuthi mhlawumbe ikhona into ithembe sinalo ukuthi siyazi ukuthi bazosakhela noma bazokwenza njani.
Is this a dignified way to live? We spoke to an elderly resident earlier as well. I mean, do you believe you should be living in this condition?
Angesikwazi ukuhlala endaweni kanjena nje wesinjengaziwa silethwe kule ndawo esilethwe kuyona because besifanga ukuthi nje basilethwa la since siphume ehall since besingenayo i-privacy. Besitsho ukuthi nje basiza lana mhlawumbe la sothola khona indawo e-right la uzokwazi ukuthi uhlale nomndeni wakho. Sinemndeni like mina nje nginey'ngane eziwu-4 ezabafana futhi eseyikhulile. Ofuthi ngale ndlela esihleli ngayo anikwazi ukuhlala nazo, and njengoba ngihleli lana iy'ngane zami engihleli nazo mina ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngiyitreat-a kanjani. So mengihleli kanje zilele la, mina ngilele ngale nabanye omama angazi ukuthi zenzani ngasikhathi sini. Mhlawumbe sisikhathi ngitshela ukuthi zilele kanti mhlawumbe sezingene kuy'dakamizwa izinto ebezingayenzi. Okwesibili lana emnyango uma bese bephumela emnyango abanye benza izinto zabo ekugcineni kosuku nabo begcine befunda zonke lezo zinto.
Thank you for speaking to us. I appreciate your time. Ntombi, she's also 5 months pregnant. She hasn't had anything to eat today, and they're relying on private donors. Councillor Stembiso Ngema, please let's bring you to the picture. You're a PR councillor here trying to help these residents now. I mean, what has happened over the past night at least, just trying to get them a house? What's happening with the municipality?
Thank you, Karinda. As you said, I'm a PR councillor in Lamontville. As you know, these people are coming from Lamontville, and a deputy provincial chairperson of the DA in KwaZulu-Natal. Look, I know that the mayor is busy trying to practice his dance moves because it's a fallback in politics. He's trying to sing. But for him to not to visit these people, it's a sad moment for them. You know, these people have been moved from pillar to post without them getting a proper accommodation. And yesterday we had to fight with the municipality so that they can be accommodated after they spent more than 24 hours in the bus, in 2 buses, with children, with babies, with old people, some who are physically challenged, you know. And here you've got people who are taking medication without food. Some were coming to me to say, I need to take my medication. Some, they need medication. Just now, they need a mobile clinic to come here because they're running short of their medication.
Councillor, what next for the flood victims? It's been 5 months and they're still sleeping in a veranda outside.
You heard of 500 million that has been reserved to build houses for these people. And I can assure you that money hasn't been spent. If they spend that money, less of it has been spent. It tells you about the poor planning of the city. It tells you about the lack of communication. It tells you about, you know, lack of accountability. It tells you about the management of the city that cannot be able to manage any situation. It tells you about the cater deployment that we always talk about. It tells you about the city that doesn't care. I can tell you now, any complaint that you report in this municipality, it will take you more than 6 months for them to attend to it. That is why you're seeing people sleeping like this. That is why you're seeing people without houses. That is why you're seeing people without food. That is why you're seeing people without proper sanitation. And sad part is that these people were brought by the municipality officials yesterday. Anyway, thank you to Spamandla Nganana, because at least he was the only official who came to them. And he was so sad to explain to them, to say, don't ask me about food, because I know nothing. I was told to take you to this accommodation. But there was no food, and up until now there is no food. The toilets here are broken. You can even go and look at it, see it yourself. They are squashed. Some, they had to sleep in the veranda. That's the kind of the municipality that we have. And I'm sorry to say that this city doesn't care.
Councillor, thank you for speaking to us. Sithembiso Ngema, speaking about a number of issues. It has been 5 months since the April floods, where there were, of course, concerns about people who have lost their homes. This group among them, over 80 people. Come with us. We'll just quickly take you into one of the other rooms here. We're on the first floor. The municipality yesterday gave a media briefing where the mayor said that they are getting vacant buildings and hotels to move residents into. But this is the kind of vacant building where a group of residents have now been moved into. We'll show you here. Of course, the residents have given us permission to come through and show you the rooms. They are sleeping here. They don't know where they're going to get meals next right now. There are coordination efforts for private citizens to come on board and get some meals, groceries for the community. But in the meantime, there's still questions up in the air of this temporary emergency accommodation 5 months after the fact of those floods that destroyed homes and residents still living in undignified living conditions. And here, of course, you see just one example of this. Really.
Karinda Jagmohan, as always, thank you very much for the work that you do. This situation, it does evoke a lot of anger, and you ask yourself, where is the government? They did promise to take care of these people. Where are they now? Their children running around, their children who are seeing things that they're not supposed to be exposed to. You've heard that resident whom Karinda spoke to. Where is government?